Why she got the scribble scrabble stuff over his face when she already done showed his face? I wish she would kept that same energy. How she don't want this baby to be this designer baby. She just want this baby to be a kid. What about a human being being a human being? You know what I'm saying? And she's very selective on, you know, what she's going to be in detail about. But I am definitely listening, okay? Feelings got hurt on both ends. Things was said and done on both ends. And at the end of the day, it's like when Janet Jackson's nipple got exposed to the world, you know? It shall too pass.
Like Rapiana. Fuck with Tatiana, she a Hatiana. Face down, you know what's up, yeah, that Batiana. Why my girl fuck on you, hoe, eat my pussyiana. She looking at me cause she want a piece of mama.
After school until Thursday, half day. Like I would drop him off or she would pick him up half day. But this happened before that schedule, so I was having him from Monday to Friday. That Friday, I had dropped him off at school and she was coming back in town. She was somewhere. I don't know where she went. I think she went to California or something. So she came back and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. So let's meet at Walmart. Because I had to go to Walmart. She had to go to Walmart. So we met at Walmart and I had these extremely faint hickeys on my neck. I'm not joking. They were so faint. It was ridiculous. It didn't even make sense. I really was sitting in my mirror after that like, how the hell did she see these? Like, for real. I was so confused. But when we first pulled up to each other, we were all good, like talking. That's when she was in Vegas, because that's when she got all those tattoos and stuff. And we were talking about the tattoos and blah, blah, blah. And then we were walking around Walmart, and like before that, she had asked me like when we were around each other not to be on my phone as much, because it just bothered her, I guess, that I was always on my phone. So we were in Walmart, and I was like purposely not being on my phone because I didn't want to piss her off. And I was just trying to respect her, so I wasn't on my phone. So we're walking around and like she's just like, as we're walking around, she's getting quieter and quieter, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, I asked her if she was okay and she's like, yeah, I'm fine. So when we got to the car, she had asked me to take her pictures and I took her picture. I was like, the vibes changed literally from when we walked into Walmart until we walked out of Walmart. And she's like, I know, I'm just not trying to like, I don't remember what she said for real, but like she basically admitted like, yeah, the vibes changed. I was standing by her car and we were talking about something and she was like, are those hickeys on your neck? And I instantly was like, no. Like, I didn't even think about it. I just said no. And she was like, yes, those are. And then I'm like, yeah, they are. Like, I just admitted it. Like, fuck. I really didn't think she would see him. Well, I wouldn't have met up with her if I thought she would see him. After that, she was supposed to pick him up from school. She was pissed. She texted me and told me to take her off my phone line. She was supposed to pick him up from school, right? She had texted me and asked me, like, hey, can you pick up Dominic from school? And I'm like, why? And she's like, I'm about to go to the hospital. I was already, like, out of town. Like, I wasn't near his school. And her mom's son went to the same school. So I'd asked her, like, can you ask your mom to pick him up and I'll pick him up from her house? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like a mental hospital? And she's like, yeah. So then I kind of just told her, like, okay, we'll be safe. I just assumed that it was because of the hickey thing. Like, I just assumed that her feelings and she felt some type of way. So she just felt like she needed help. Like, I feel like if she felt like she needed help, then she needs to get that. So, yeah. So then that happened. But then I kept texting her, like, trying to keep updated. And I was like, do you still have him? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay now. She had asked me to pick him up from her house. That time I was at Jamila's house. And I was like, okay, I'll come in like an hour. So I think like an hour and a half passed. I know I was like a half hour late. I went to go pick him up and we were kind of like not still on good terms because she just seen this on my neck and we were really talking. So she asked me to come in the house so we could talk. She was just saying like I was disrespectful for the hickey thing and blah 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 blah. Like if I cared about her feelings I wouldn't have came. I apologize for that stuff too because I did feel bad. Like I said, like I didn't know that was gonna hurt her feelings or I wouldn't have done it. She asked me if I was 100% over her and I said yes. And the only reason I said yes is because like I said, like we were checked out the relationship a long time before we broke up. It wasn't like all these feelings were still involved and we just broke up and I just moved on. Like no, like I definitely was like checked out of the relationship way before we broke up. So that's the reason I said yeah, but I don't ever recall her asking me if she was an easy person to get over, and I know I did not say yes to that. I said yes to her asking me if she was 100% over me. I just felt like I was checked out because like I said, like the bond wasn't there and she just wouldn't change certain things that I didn't like about her. So like I was just really checked out at that point. And then she proceeded to tell me that she thought her son would be better off without her, and she also told me that I was the reason she wanted to kill herself, which I don't think that's something you tell somebody, regardless if she thought that or not. Which after she did tell me that she didn't feel that way, so I don't know why she said that to me. I think it was just trying to hurt me. But don't know, I just feel like that's not something you say to anybody or just play with. Like, I just don't like when people play around with like suicide. It really bothers me when people talk about stuff like that, because those are serious subjects, and that's stuff that people go through all the time, and families have to deal with, and friends have to deal with, and close ones have to deal with. So I just feel like that's not really something that you should just be throwing out there when you're mad at somebody. But yeah, so then I ended up taking Dominic to my house. I'm pretty sure she picked him up the next day after that because she felt better. So then after that, she had realized, like, we still had each other on social media and stuff, and she just realized I was with Jamila majority of the time that I didn't have Dominic. Like when he was in school, I would be with Jamila, or on the weekends when I didn't have him, I'd be with Jamila. Sometimes me and Jamila would go out and just do fun stuff. So she knew Jamila smoked. So she
at a club. There's no.
I just assumed that I smoked weed too, which I don't, and I still don't. She just assumed that I smoked. She assumed that I smoked around Dominic. She said that I would smoke in the car with him.
Wait, did she say she don't smoke weed? Because I thought she did.
Fun stuff. So she knew Jamila smoked. So she I just assumed that I smoked weed too, which I don't, and I still don't. She just assumed that I smoked. She assumed that I smoked around Dominic. She said that I was...
Did she say she didn't smoke weed? So I thought she did. I thought she did.
Fun stuff. So she knew Jamila smoked. So she I just assumed that I smoked weed too, which I don't, and I still don't. She just assumed that I smoked. She assumed that I smoked around Dominic. She said that I would smoke in the car with him, in the house with him, which isn't true. I would never do that to him, only because when that's a child, I just feel like that's a child, and you just don't do that. Like, it's just common sense. Like, for any adult, like, that thinks about their kids and their lungs, because I was a victim of that when I was younger. My parents used to smoke they used to smoke in the car with me, they used to smoke in the house with me. They just didn't care, and I used to always complain about it, but they didn't really care. I mean, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, they didn't care. I would never do that to him, because especially because he can't talk. Like, even if he could talk, I wouldn't do it, but that's even worse, that he can't talk in voice.
But I thought she was in the basement getting high. I have to write that down. So, in between the no hangout and the I'm happy, she was smoking in the basement. And then after a lot, I'm gonna just say after a lot, she no longer smokes. I'm gonna just write that down, but I'm listening.
That, like, something's bothering him. The only time I ever smoked when I had him is when he would be asleep. I would go on my porch and smoke. And she knows that, because the day that she popped up at my house to, I guess, apologize about everything that was happening, and that was like in October, we went on my porch and I smoked. So she knows that I smoke outside the house. She's seen me smoke outside the house. She's never seen me smoke with him. She never could prove that I smoked around him. So to my knowledge and to her knowledge, I just don't smoke around him. What I do when I don't have my son is not her business at all. Like, it's really not her business. As long as I'm not doing these crazy things with him, it really shouldn't matter. Me and Jamila would go to the club, and that's like places that she didn't really like to go. That wasn't her scene. She didn't really like being around people. So like, me and Jamila would go to the club, we'd drink and blah blah blah, and she just assumed that like that's the life I wanted to live, because that's what I did when I didn't have my son. I've never drank any type of liquor with him, because, and that was on me, because I was just scared that like if I drank any liquor and went to sleep, like I wouldn't wake up or like hear him wake up, because like I was really light. I was like a light sleeper with him, so like I'd be scared that I wouldn't be able to like wake up if I heard him or anything. And because that's just not me. I just don't. I wouldn't do that to him, and what I do when I don't have him does not affect what I do when I do have him. And I just never pushed him off to the side for her. Like, I always, and she knew this, like, I always take care of him when I had him. I would be on the phone with Jamila, but I was always present. I was always doing stuff with him. I was always coloring with him. I was giving him baths, taking him to the park. I took him to go see zoo lights. I took him to the splash pad all the time, and I always Snapchatted that stuff. So, like, it was always out there to the world what I did with him. But I never pushed him off to the side or just, like, Snapchatted him. And
why she got the scribble scrabble stuff over his face when she already done showed his face?
been like, here you go, take him. I've never, like, asked her to watch him a day early because of anything. I've never done any of that. I've always watched him the exact 3.5 days all the time. After that, honestly, after October, it just really made it hard for me to see him. And while I'm talking about this, I'm going to put the screenshots on the side that I also posted on my Snapchat a long time ago. But I'm just going to refresh your guys' memory real quick. She would just make it really hard for me. For me to see Dominic, she would just like say like, oh, you can't post him on your channel, or like one time I was supposed to go
Is Crissy the white or the blue?
get him, and she was like, don't post him on your channel if Jamila's gonna be on your channel. And I was like, that's my channel. One, I'm gonna do what I want. Two, you can't tell me what to do with my child because he was still my child at the time. And three, it's not like I would ever have them around each other or in the same video, so it didn't really matter if I had him on my channel or not. And she would just be like, well, don't come get him, you could see him next week, or you could see him blah blah blah. You guys are gonna see right here, like all this proof that I'm talking about. One time she had told me to come get him from California, and she kind of just like, I don't remember what exactly happened, like if I wasn't seeing him or something, but one time she was like, can you come get him Sunday? And I'm like, no, the tickets are like $500.
Okay, it's a lot. I only got 2 hands.
Like, I'm not, like, he could wait till Monday when you come out here to drop him off for school. And she's like, no, I need you to come get him Sunday. Like, she was like real like, you need to come get him Sunday. I was like, okay, I was like, no, I will come get him Monday, the time that I need to come get him. I bought my ticket to California. I bought my ticket to California, and I made my ticket back 4 hours after because California is really busy and it's really, really hard to do all that. So I was just literally, I wanted to get there, get him, and get back. So she told me that she could not drop him off at the airport because she didn't have a car. And I was like, okay, well, put him in an Uber, not by itself, but like drive in an Uber with him to the airport. And she's like, I'm not putting my baby in an Uber. I don't know who you think I am or what kind of mother you think I am, but I'm not doing that. You'd probably do that, but I wouldn't do that. That's what she said. So then I was like, so you're gonna make me get a rental car. So now this is in the span of 4 hours. If you know California's traffic, this was not gonna work. She wanted me to fly in. She wanted me to get a rental car. Getting a rental car there is a process anyways, because you gotta get on a bus. You gotta wait for the bus, you gotta get on the bus, then you gotta go to the place, get it, leave. Like, it's just too much. And then the traffic out there is even worse. The traffic out there to get from the airport to LA is literally like an hour, when you could just simply bring him to the airport. I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So then I guess she said that her brother was driving out the car out to California, so then she's like, okay, well, he'll just drop him off at the airport. So then I was ready to get him, and one of these arguments happened. I don't remember exactly which one. We got into an argument and she's like, don't come, don't fly out here. And I was like, I'm coming to get him. And she's like, okay, you can come out here, just have a vacation or something like that. And I just thought it was so bogus because every time like something didn't go her way, she would let me see him. I just didn't like that because before then, like, she would not make any excuse for anything for me not to see him. We had got into it one time about her dropping him off at school at 9, or 10, 9 or 10, when he was supposed to be there at 8, because she lived in LA and wanted to be with him or something like that. She said that she wanted to be with him and take him to breakfast before school because she's not going to see him for 3.5 days. And we got into it because I was like, school's important, blah, 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 because our doctors and our speech therapist told us that it was actually really good that he's in school because he's speech delayed. I feel like her taking him out of it just didn't seem right to me, so we got into it, and she's like, don't go pick him up. Like, she would just be like, don't go get him, don't go get him. Like, and it just sucked on my part because, like, she just had this power over me, and I really couldn't do nothing about it but be nice to her unless I was defending myself, and it was just really, really stressful. That was a really, really, really bad point in my life because I feel like she just knew that she couldn't piss me off about anything else because, like I said, she would say that she's moving to LA every time. Like, she would get mad about something, like when I posted that video, that Q&A, and I had said something about getting pregnant. She felt some type of way about it and was like, okay, well, I'm moving to LA. And I was like, okay, as long as I can see my son, you can do whatever you want. Like, I can't control you from doing anything, so if you want to move, that's fine, but I'm still going to see him. And then after that, she put out that song about me. Let's talk about the song, guys. She put out that song, and she made a lot of false claims about me, especially in the visual. She made it seem like I was always on my phone instead of taking care of him, which wasn't true. She did put that me and Jamila smoked, which... who cares? She also, like, just made it seem like I wasn't, like, active in his life or didn't care about him, which was very wrong. And she knows that. Like, she knows at the bottom of her heart, like, what she's doing right now is not right at all. I just know that she knows that I was a good mother to him because, like I said, she would praise me all the time about being a good mother. Even after we broke up, she would still praise me as a mother. So it all stopped, like, after she found out I was talking to Jamila. Like, she just stopped being that person and would just always, like, try to make me feel like less than a mother than I was. She basically like tried to like say I cheated on her with Jamila. She also said in her Genius that like we were best friends, and then when me and her broke up, like the best friends were fucking, which wasn't the case because I did not know Jamila until September 29th, and y'all can see that right here. I'm going to show you guys. Like, that's the day we added each other on Facebook. That's when we met. Like, we knew of each other in high school, but we did not talk. I don't know why she tried to make it seem like I cheated on her with Jamila. She did say that I tried to have sex with her when I was with Jamila, which is a lie. Before me and Jamila got serious, which I would still be on bullshit. I would still be trying to fuck with her and like try to flirt with her and just say like stupid shit. The same shit that I was saying to all these other bitches I was saying to Damo. But once me and Jamila got serious, once I cut everybody off, I stopped doing that with her too. When I started getting serious with Jamila, I stopped talking to her as much. Like, I really didn't talk to her at all, like unless it was about our son. She would be like, you don't talk to me anymore, you don't answer my calls, blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of felt bad, but I just wanted to distance myself because I could tell, like, she kind of felt some type of way about my relationship. So I kind of just tried to, like, distance myself from her. She said that I was wasted from every Friday to Monday, which was, I mean, it wasn't true because I don't think like that. But even if it was true, it didn't matter because it's not when I had Dominic. So that's none of anybody's business what I'm doing when I don't have my son. I said that she was weird, and I said that because the way she was acting on social media was weird. Like how you were talking about me, and just it was like the loyalty between us was like thrown out the window, and it was kind of thrown out the window like way before that because when she put out my business, put out that I took my girlfriend, which she wasn't my girlfriend at the time, to California and just basically like put out Jamila's business without like really like saying her name. She just like kind of pointed in the direction to where to go to find out who I'm talking to, and it was weird to me. Like, I feel like when you're like loyal to somebody, you don't do that. And like I said, I would never sit here and try to bash her. I'm just simply just trying to speak on my truth and my experience on things because I just feel like a lot of the stuff that I've been going through in the last couple months is really, a lot of people could not deal with this shit. Like, I really don't even get how I deal with it. And I feel like once I post this video, like, a big ass weight will be off my shoulders. But until then, like, I'm just gonna keep thinking about it and keep having people assume all these things about me. She also told me multiple times that she wanted to meet Jamila, and I would tell her no, because if you're not, I feel like the only reason that they would need to meet if she allows her to be around Dominic, and she didn't. So what do you guys have to talk about? I don't know what she has to talk about if it has nothing to do with the child, because if a couple doesn't have a kid and they break up,
I think she should allow them to meet so they could build their own relationship, because I'm not about to meet somebody the first time so they can, you know, I'm not saying that Jamila would have been practicing on what, you know, things to say, but this is not meeting the parents. This is not, and even at meeting the parents, you still gotta come around the parents more. So I feel like something's in my teeth. Hold on.
Up and they get with somebody else, they're not gonna be like, I want to meet them. Like, it doesn't matter. It only matters if they're gonna meet the child. I would always tell her that. So now I'm gonna talk about, like, me just basically defending myself on all the things that she said about me that are false. And I'm gonna try to show as much as proof as possible, like I said at the beginning. But if I don't have proof, then I guess you just have to either believe me or not. She claimed that I cheated on her, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys the situation, and you guys can go off of this if I cheated or not, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. So I had this friend. At first, like, this was when people were playing like iMessage games. So like, we were just playing iMessage games. We weren't really like having conversation at all. We were just playing the game. After a while, we would like start like talking and be like, hey, how you doing, blah blah blah. So then we ended up texting. Any female that I talked to, she just assumed that like every girl I was talking to or every person that I knew, like I'd be on Facebook and she would like be like, who is this? Did you ever talk to her? And blah blah blah. Like, she just assumed that every girl that I talked to I messed with or liked, basically. And she felt that about this girl. Like, she asked me like multiple times, like, have you ever talked to this girl? Do you like this girl? And this girl wasn't even gay, which doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, like, because a lot of bitches ain't gay, but still. We would text and I would tell her like, oh my gosh, when I come to Indiana, we need to link, like, we need to chill, we need to hang out, blah blah blah. And that was it. And I've still to this day never seen this girl, like, never. Like, even when we broke up, she had asked me when I went to Indiana, she was like, did you end up seeing blah blah blah? And I was like, no. Like, I don't know why she was still worried about her, but like, no, I still have never seen her face to this day. Like, I've seen her before I even met her. Like, I seen her like where she worked. She used to work at the shoe store, so I used to see her, but I never knew her, so I never talked to her. Like, we would text and I would just be like we wouldn't text for a couple days and I'd be like, I miss you, like, how you doing? I don't know, like, that's all it really was. Like, I never really like, we never flirted, we never like came off to each other like, oh my gosh, I'm about to leave her and be with you, or I don't want to be with her. Like, I never like really like tried to get on with her. Like, I was just like being a friend because she had a boyfriend and she had a little thing going on, and I had a girlfriend and I had my little thing going on, so we would just kind of like vent to each other and all that stuff. But we would talk a lot, so I just assumed that she just didn't like me talking to her. Or like when I would say like, when I go to Indiana, we can like meet up and like chill or whatever and stuff like that. I just assumed that she didn't like that. She just took that as cheating. She did. Like, I honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I know that she was uncomfortable with me talking to her, and I would talk to her anyways, but I was not on that with her. Like, that was not the situation that like I was trying to be in. I don't get how that's considered cheating, but that's the only thing I could think of that she would be talking about, because I just know that she told me to stop talking to her, and I did. She told me that like, you need to cut her off, so I cut her off. I stopped talking to her. She also said that I tried to have sex with her while I was with Jamila, and I already explained that situation, so if you don't remember, then you probably skipped the video, I don't know, but yeah, it's back there somewhere. She said something about the tattoo that I have right here. She said that the day that I got it, we were arguing, which we were arguing that day. We weren't arguing that day, we were arguing like the day before, and I ended up spending the night at my best friend's house, and then that next morning I was like, because at that time we knew it was a boy. Like, I literally got this tattoo like 3 days after we found out it was a boy. I got the tattoo, and like when I got it and went back home, we were still like on good terms. It wasn't even like we like already talked about it, and like it was still tension, but we were cool. It wasn't like, oh, I'm sorry, look what I got. Like, no, like it was just like, I just wanted to get this and I wanted to show you. Like, it wasn't like my intentions to like get her to not be mad at me or anything. I took the car that I gave her for her birthday because I didn't trust her at that point to pay it. Like, I was just like, I didn't know if she was gonna pay it, and I don't want that on my credit, so I just didn't want her to have the car anymore. She said I went on vacation instead of fighting for my son, which I went to the Grand Canyon, which is like 3.5, 4 hours away from here. I just drove there to just see the scenery. I was going through a lot at that time, and I just wanted to be peaceful. And I did film it, if you guys did not see that, day 2 or day 3 of Crissy Uncensored. Like, I just went there just to like clear my mind. Like, I wasn't going there like oh my gosh, I don't have a son no more, let's go on vacation. Like, no, it was just like me literally just wanting a peace of mind. And it was really peaceful, and it was really quiet, and I just loved it. I had a really good experience. And I also came back home that day, so like, it wasn't like I just like went for a couple days or like went for a week and just said F him. Like, no, like I was just going to, like I said, just get my mind off of everything that's been going on with me. She said that after I asked for the car back, I texted her phone and she did not reply. And then I texted her mom's phone, and then a day later her mom texted me and said, the car is at Walmart and blah 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 blah. And then she tried to say that like I texted her mom after everybody was coming for me about the whole car thing, and I didn't. And I'm gonna show you guys right here, I didn't text her anything after that. I texted her and asked her about seeing my son, and it wasn't had anything to do with any of the situation, because what's her mom gonna do? That's her daughter. She's gonna defend her no matter what. So why would I talk to her mom about anything? I never put my son off. I never distanced myself from him. When I met Jamila, I just tried to distance myself from her, and I could tell she did not want to do that. But I never like distanced myself from him at all. Like I said, I had him 3.5 days every week for 3 months straight. I know she was like upset when I put out to the world that he was in school and in speech therapy, because I don't know, like I can understand the school thing about him not being like her not wanting people to know he's in school.
I forgot who's blue and who's the other one.
Because like people would start probably trying to like look it up and stuff. But the speech therapy thing, I feel like it's like important to talk about, because like a lot of like people don't talk about that stuff, but she just never wanted to be talked about, so I just never talked about it. But then when that situation happened, I was like, you know what, I need to defend myself and show that I've been trying to see him and that I care about him. So I ended up putting it out to the world. I was supportive in any decision she made. I was supportive with her cutting her hair, dressing girly, being whatever she wanted to be in life. Like, I knew that she was bisexual. She told me that years before that. Like, I didn't care about anything she did. I was just always supporting her. I was supporting her music. I was just literally supporting her regardless if I liked it or not. Like, I'm just that person. I'm just going to support you. Or even if I feel some type of way about it, I'm still going to support you regardless. I'm not saying that I didn't agree to any of those things, but I definitely supported her, like, through everything she's ever done. I defended her so much when she was pregnant. People were talking about her, calling her Orlando Brown, calling her a dyke with a baby, like just calling her all these crazy things. Like, and I defended her a lot. I always came for people. I'd always cuss people out, block people for her. I'd be so nervous when she'd see stuff because I just wouldn't want her to see it or anybody to bring it to her attention. Like, it just feels like a slap in the face when like she tries to make it seem like I was like never there for her, like I was like this horrible girlfriend our whole relationship. I took very good care of her when she was pregnant. I definitely think it's not true when she says that I treated her like shit her whole pregnancy, because I definitely do not feel that way. And like I said, she used to praise me as a person for even being there for her or helping her with anything, or I would do mostly everything. Like, I wouldn't let her really lift a finger. She wanted to leave all this in 2018, but she brought it to 2019, bringing up that genius, because then it just kind of stirred shit up again. I just feel like if you're really happy and you really wanted to move on, you would just leave it in 2018 like you said. I do want to talk about real quick about me adopting. I did not adopt because I honestly didn't feel like I needed to. I just felt like we were on good terms at all times. And I knew it was harder to adopt a kid when you what am I trying to say? I know it's harder to adopt a kid when you are a same-sex couple and you're not married, because I honestly just looked it up the other day, like more information on it, and it's either you have to be married or she'd have to give her rights up as a parent for me to adopt him. I did try at first. I tried to call a couple places, but a lot of places I didn't deal with stuff like that. So I was just having trouble and kind of stopped because I just didn't think it would come down to the situation where I'd have to have him adopted. The allegations about Jamila being around Dominic, that is not true. He has never been around her. She's never seen him. He's never seen her. They've never been 50 feet in between each other. Like, they've never been around each other. So she would just tell me, like, God told me that she's been around him, so just tell me the truth. Like, she never like said any proof or anything that could prove that they were around each other. I told her I wouldn't do that, and I won't, because that's just like, it's just different when you have like a kid. Like, if that person leaves your life, they just leave your life. But when you have a kid and they invest in your kid and your kid starts to gain a relationship with them and y'all break up, then it's kind of just like what's happening right now. They're just not in your life anymore. Like, they're just not there. That bond's gone. Like, it just sucks. So I wouldn't do that just for the simple fact of Dominic. It's not even the fact of the respect of her. It has to do with the respect of her, but it doesn't at the same time. Like, it's more respect out of my son. She would complain about me not asking about him, and I told her, which I will post a screenshot, the reason that I don't ask about him when she has him is because when I just feel like with her, you never know if you're gonna, like, if it's a good day or a bad day. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, sometimes she would be bitchy to me, and then sometimes she'd be really sweet to me. So I would just be like, you know what, I know he's in good hands. Like, I'm just gonna wait until I have my time with him. And it's crazy because I had talked to somebody about situations like that, and they said that, like, if we were on a court order and like we had like an adoption, like a custody thing going on, we wouldn't be able to ask like each other about him. We just have to be able to trust that they're in good hands. I don't really see like the big problem with that, especially if I trust him with her. Like, I wouldn't need to ask about him 24/7. She would still send me pictures. She would still FaceTime me. I just didn't ask about him as much when all this stuff started going down, because honestly I just lost a lot of respect for her, and I just really didn't want to talk to her about anything because there was nothing to talk about unless it had to do with him. I didn't buy him expensive stuff because I wanted him to live like a kid. Like, oh my gosh, I'm this fashion designer baby and I'm rich and I'm famous and da-da-da. Like, I just wanted him to live like a kid. I would buy him clothes from the Children's Place, Walmart. I would buy him Jordans and Nike and stuff, but like I really never bought him like anything really expensive. I just wanted to spend more time with him and like take him to the parks and take him to the splash pads. I took him to the zoo. I would just like to take him places and spend more time with him than focus on like buying him like expensive things and taking pictures and posting it. Like, I don't know, I just wanted him to be treated like a kid, because that's really important. Like, kids need to be treated like kids. She said that like all I wanted to do was party with my friends, which, one, I don't even look like that. Like, it's not like I'm sitting at home in the crib just drinking. Like, I don't drink like that. Two, I wasn't even 21 when she said those allegations. It was when I was younger, and I was.
But everybody drinks before they're 21. I'm just saying.
I wasn't even 21 at the time, and the only time she let me go out is because my best friend was like, she thought her boyfriend was at this club and she wanted me to go, and I had to like beg her to go, and she finally let me go, and they got mad when I was drunk. So that was that. But I never like went out with them because first of all I wasn't 21 and I wasn't the type to get a fake ID, and I was even nervous the day that I did get a fake ID because I was like, they're not even gonna notice. I don't know, none of this information on this thing. Like, I was just really nervous. So I never even went out like that. And when I turned 21, we were in a relationship, so if I went out, it was probably once or twice with my best friend. But I never just like wanted to go out all the time. Like, no, it just wasn't me. I was never gone for days while she was pregnant. Like I said, like the most time I was gone was like for a day, and I went to like my best friend's or my mom's house just because that's the way I coped. Honestly, that's what my mom used to do when we were younger. And when I went to a therapist, they had told me before, like, that's like, you basically like repeat what you go through. And like, when my mom and my dad used to get into arguments, she'd pick me up and take me to my cousin's house. So I'm just used to like when I get into it with somebody, I just need to like get up and breathe and then come back and I'd be fine. But I would never be gone for days. If I did, she knew where I was. Like, we'd always still be talking or at least arguing. Like, we'd be doing something. But I was never just gone for days while she was pregnant. I did send the picture of my son to a couple people. I did send it to my mother first. Then I sent it to my sister. Then I sent it to 2 friends. And honestly, that was me going behind her back and doing something that we didn't agree to, and that was my fault and that was my wrong. But I did do that. But I didn't send it to no side bitch because I didn't have a side bitch. She said I was flying to Indiana all the time, like trying to insinuate that I was like meeting up with people and stuff, but that wasn't true. I was going to Indiana. Like, when we first moved here, I went to Indiana probably every month because I miss my family so much. Like I said, you don't realize how much you miss your family till they're not there. So like, I was always in Indiana and I was never on no foul shit. I never did no crazy shit that like, majority of the time we were on the phone or we were on FaceTime. So it was never like I was just like sneaking off doing stuff. Like, I wasn't like talking to her. Like, if I went to bed, she knew when I was going to bed. I'd FaceTime her as soon as I woke up. Like, we just like, I was always like in contact with her when I was in Indiana, especially because she had my son, so I would always want to see him. She did pick up her family and move them to Arizona, and I did not. And why I didn't, she knows the reason why I didn't, and I just, like I said, I don't feel like I need to explain that to the whole world, but she knows why I didn't. So it's not like I was just like, oh, I don't want to move them out here and just complain and cry all the time. Like, no, I just couldn't move them out here. And plus, my sister and her family have, my sister's an accountant, my brother-in-law works at a really good job. They can't just get up and move whenever. Those are really the people that I'm close to besides my mom and my father. And I just didn't want to do all that. And I was supposed to move my father out here actually in April of 2017, but by the time that happened, I didn't have enough money to do all of that because it was going to be a very long process, and I honestly did not take the time to go look for apartments out here. So he just ended up staying where he is right now, because if you guys don't know, I do take care of him. So I've been taking care of him since I've been getting low. I kind of just pay for his stuff back at home. He's going to be out here soon because I definitely need like some type of family member out here. I'm by myself and I don't want to fly to Indiana every time like I miss somebody. Like I said before, I still bathed him, I still fed him, I still changed his diapers. I was definitely there physically for him, but mentally I was not. That was only like for like the first 4 months, like I said before. I did feed him every 2 hours at the night for 4 months straight. After that, like after we had that talk that I told you guys about earlier, we would switch off like every 1 to 2 days, I think. In our breakup video, she actually said that like I was there for him since birth and I always took care of him and stuff. Even if I didn't take care of him mentally, I was there physically for him. And to me, it's like, where was all this energy when we first broke up? Like, where was all this stuff that like she's talking about right now Where was that when we first broke up? I don't think people noticed that, like, all this happened after she found out I was with somebody. She started talking about all this relationship crap once she found out I was with somebody, but why weren't you talking about that before? If you really felt that way, then why wouldn't you talk about it before that, instead of being on the camera with me and telling everybody that I'm such a great person and I was a great girlfriend and blah blah blah, but then it turned into I treated her like shit the whole relationship and I was horrible to Dominic and I cheated on her and I did all this stuff. Like, where was that energy before? That's what I want to know. She never got me a car. The Range Rover was definitely in my name, and we both paid the car note on it. We both traded in our cars. I had a Jeep Patriot and she had a Mercedes CLA, I think CL something, CL something, I don't know, a coupe. And we both put those cars on to get the Range Rover. So we both paid that until I got her Mercedes. And when I got her that Mercedes, I put $2,000 down and then I paid her first month's car note. After that, like, we just decided, like, okay, the Range Rover's mine and the Mercedes is yours. The only thing I can remember her buying me is like Yeezys, Jordan. She bought me a red iPhone and tickets to like basketball games or like concerts. And then she bought me tickets to Puerto Rico, but we ended up not going. And then she bought me tickets to Hawaii and we ended up going last minute. But those are the only things that I can really, like, honestly remember her buying me. She did not buy me no Gucci. She did not buy me no Louis. I do have Louis Vuitton actually, and I got those shoes from Hawaii and I bought them with my money. And the Gucci that I have a Gucci belt purse thing. I got that from the mall in Scottsdale by myself, and I got that after we broke up. And then I have Gucci sandals that I bought for something we were going to, but I bought those myself too. Like, anything I have designer, I bought on my own. Oh, and I have these other Louis Vuitton shoes too, or my Gucci slides, which I pay for all my Gucci slides. Like, I don't ever really remember her buying me anything designer. She did tell me that she was gonna get me this purse for Mother's Day. There was this purse that I was talking about forever, and it was $2,000, and she told me she was gonna give me a check for it, but she never gave me that check. And like, I had brought it up one time. Like, I was like, I'm not trying to like be ungrateful, but you never give me that check. And like, she just kind of like brushed it off. But still, like, she never bought me anything like designer besides.
You know, I wish she would kept that same energy. How she don't want this baby to be this designer baby. She just want this baby to be a kid. What about a human being being a human being? You know what I'm saying? And she's very selective on, you know, what she's going to be in detail about. But I am definitely listening, okay?
That's the Yeezys and the Jordans. She said something about, like, where was all this smoking energy, like, while we were together. And honestly, I stopped smoking weed because she didn't like me smoking weed. So I stopped for that. I mean, I kind of stopped because I've been wanting to stop for a long time, but I just couldn't. But, like, being with somebody every day that doesn't smoke, like, it just helped me kind of not smoke. But she definitely told me, like, if you smoke weed, I can't be with you. So I stopped smoking weed. And I've always smoked blacks, but, like, when we were together, like I said, she didn't like me smoking blacks. So I stopped smoking blacks for her then, too. She did let me smoke a black on my birthday. And she did let me smoke a black when we went to Vegas. I know that. Other than that, like, of course, when we break up, I'm going to do all the things that I couldn't do while I was with you. But I still don't smoke weed, like I said, because I just don't feel the need to anymore. I don't care how much Jamila smokes. I don't smoke. Like, I smoke blacks. We'll smoke together and she'll smoke her weed and I'll smoke my blacks. But I don't smoke weed. Even if I did, it wouldn't matter because that's my business. But I don't. But even if I did, it wouldn't matter. And for the 1000th time, I do smoke black and milds. I post snaps sometimes and the black be in the background and people be sending me DMs saying, oh, I thought you didn't smoke and blah, blah, blah. Like, I've said so many times I smoke blacks, it's ridiculous. But I just want to put it out for everybody to see that I do smoke blacks. She said something about helping my family, and one, she's never helped my family financially, if that's what she meant. I don't know what she meant exactly, but she never helped my family out financially because my family never needed for nothing. Like I said, my mom's very independent and my sister has a really good job. Like, no one in my family ever needed help from her, so that's just not true. Or I did know that she was bisexual, but I never told the internet because it's not my business. No matter what she said about me, it's just really not my business. Just to confirm, because someone told me in her video, she said something about like 99% of her exes being bisexual. I am that 1% that is not bisexual. I am a lesbian and I'm very confident in my sexuality. So like, I know for a fact that I like girls. I never said Jamila was moving in with me. I did tell her that I was never gonna put Jamila on any social media, period. That's before anybody knew about her because I just wanted like that little piece of privacy in my life. But after she put it on the internet, I kind of just said fuck it and just put her on everything. Like, who cares at this point? I did want my own channel, and I wanted my own channel for the fact of she was making money off of our channel, our vlog channel, her main channel and her music channel, and I was only getting paid off of our 2 channels, and I just felt like I needed some type of independence. Like I said, I wanted to start doing stuff on my own. I wanted to start doing videos on my own and people see more of me by myself, because they've obviously got to see her by herself. And she had a problem with that. We'd argue all the time. She would always say that I was going to use her and leave her, which that was not the case. I didn't even get paid from my YouTube for a very long time, so like I just don't like that. Definitely was not my motive. I never forced her to be masculine either. When we first met, she was actually dressing both ways. She did say that she dressed more masculine because that's what I was attracted to, but I feel like that has nothing to do with me. Like, if you do that, that's on your own. I never told her don't dress like a girl. I never hated on her. I would let her wear my clothes. I would let her do whatever. Like, I did not care. I've always wanted her to be happy. I've always supported her, like I said, through anything. I didn't really mind. Like, I didn't care. I never forced her to be masculine. I've never said you should dress like this. Like, if she did that, that is on her own. That's nothing to do with me. She even posted a music video for I Want to Be Me, and basically like said that she didn't want to dress like a girl. She wanted to dress masculine. So I don't know, it just doesn't add up, like everything that like about that situation, about the masculine thing, like it just doesn't add up to me. Before we met, she wasn't dressing girly, she was dressing masculine, and you can look that up on Google. I don't need to post anything. You could just look that up. Her name in 2015, 2014, 2016, like she was dressing masculine before she even met me. If she felt like I mistreated our son, I don't see why she would stay with me. Like, if she felt like that from when he was first born, me as a mother, I would never in my life just like keep somebody in my life that I just knew didn't want to be there. I don't give a fuck how much they beg, plead, cry to me. Like, if I really feel like that person's not like a good benefit for my child, I would not bring them around him, and I would not be with them, period. I even told her, like, if anybody that I'm with, it wasn't even with when I was with Jamila, like, if anybody that I was with did not treat him how like they would treat me, I wouldn't be with them. I don't care. You're getting cut off, period. I just feel like that's selfish to stay with somebody that you know that doesn't acknowledge your child, and you know that doesn't like. If you just feel these things, like, I don't get why somebody would stay with somebody like that. And if I didn't want to be in his life, I would have left him when I left her. Like, it just would have been cut all ties. But I was really trying to still be in his life, and you've seen that on the screenshots that I showed you guys earlier of me trying to still spend time with him, even though me and her weren't together, or even on good terms. I would still try to be there. And if she didn't trust me with him, then why would she let him stay with me for 3 months straight? Not straight, but you know what I mean, like 3 consistent months, like, of us like going back and forth. Why would she let him stay with me if she didn't trust me or felt like I was like mistreating him or not paying attention to him? It just doesn't make sense to me. She would always praise me as a mother, and I'm gonna put a couple screenshots up here saying how good of a mother I was, and I'm always gonna be his mom and stuff. And it just sucks because like how things have turned from one thing to another, because like I've never like ever bashed her as a mother, besides the one time that I told you that she didn't take him to school, or like I've said like she was a deadbeat for keeping him away from me, or trying to keep him away from me, because at that time he wasn't like fully being kept away from me. And also, I'm going to talk about one more thing before I end this video and like talk about some other shit. I just don't like the fact that she tries to get an order of protection on me. She threatened me that if I did not stop posting her son, that she would go get a restraining order on me for the safety of all of us. I tried to do the same thing, honestly, when all this first happened, and they told me that you cannot do it unless there is an act of domestic violence. My theory, I'm not sure, my theory is that she went up there and tried to do that, and they told her no, it was only for domestic violence. And then I feel like she went back and made up lies, and she said that she believes that I would kill them. She said that I drove past their house. She said that she would get knocks on the door at odd hours of the night. She said that she would get extreme anxiety. She said that she would need to stay with friends and family because she felt like I was stalking her and harassing her. Honestly, I got an attorney. I got a hearing set up, and I went to go to the hearing, and they canceled it as I was walking in. They said that it got dismissed because honestly they felt like she just was gonna lose. I came with all facts. I came with patients were for the 23rd of January and the 1st of December. So I brought text messages from the 1st of December, we were on good terms the 1st of December. So I feel like these dates were just made up because we were definitely fine. It's like when she first moved to California. I brought phone records from the last time we spoke, which was December 15th, I think. My car has a GPS on it, and you could see everywhere I went. So on the 1st of December and the 23rd of January, I printed out everywhere I was at. It shows you on the map a little GPS of where you went, how long you were there. I was really trying to pull up a fax because it was false, and an order of protection is on your record, and I just felt like that was wrong to do that because it wasn't true, and she knows it wasn't true. Yeah, I was coming with all facts, and it ended up getting dismissed. I don't know, I just feel like with someone that is on the internet portraying that they're so happy, I feel like behind closed doors she's still trying to make me a miserable person, and just show me how what kind of person she is. Let me just say that. Before I end this, I'm going to address these fake tweets that were out about me because they're not true. I'm going to put them up here about me cheating or using demo. Like, first of all, I would never tweet some shit like that. And you can definitely make fake tweets. I don't know how, but I always see them made all the time. And when I seen this, I was like, that don't even sound like me. That's not even like how I would type. That's not something I would say. Like, why would I put that out on the internet when I've never said nothing about anything else? I'm going to say, oh yeah, guys, by the way, I'm not going to defend anything about what she said about me, but I am going to tell you guys that I cheated on her. Like, no, I don't feel like that was like logic, and people actually believe those tweets, so I just want to say that those tweets were not me, they were fake. But this video was kind of just like to deny all these allegations that were put against me and explain my experience with our relationship, because I just feel like the relationship wasn't bad the whole time. Like, it wasn't like a horrible ass experience I had. Like, honestly, the worst experience I had was after the breakup. No, I just thought we were gonna be on good terms and we were just gonna like just always be friends and always be close and always be this. And even if it wasn't that, I still just thought I'd be able to still take care of my son. So like, I just wanted to put it all out there, like just my experience with her. I've had a lot of people distance themselves from me since this happened. Friends, or they've like just like believed what she said, or YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers, like, girl, I don't mess with none of these YouTubers, and I'm dead ass. I do not talk to none of these YouTubers. All these YouTubers, especially the ones that make reaction videos to it, they just don't know, like, and I feel like they would be the ones to know out of everybody, like, come on now. You know that YouTube behind closed doors is way more than it is on camera, and for people like that I considered my friends, or even just acquaintances, just people that I would talk to here and there and ask how they're doing, make these reaction videos, I don't fuck with them no more. I don't like them. I just don't like that fake shit. I feel like YouTube is filled with a bunch of fake people that are just looking for fame and success and just money, and it's just disgusting. I just don't like it. This camera's about to die, so give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, and I love you guys so much, and make sure you follow all my social media below. Bye.
I just want to say, like, overall, this is really any other relationship out here in this world. Like, niggas got together, they did what they did, you know. I mean, the story that I have from this video, I mean, it's very choppy, but feelings got hurt on both ends. Things was said and done on both ends, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm still low-key confused. A little bit. I'm not a lot of confused. I'm just like a little bit confused. And I don't want to talk about this anymore with you. So like, can we all people move on? Like, this is like when Janet Jackson nipple got exposed to the world, you know? It shall too pass. Okay? I love y'all. It's a whole lot of great vibes going on over here. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, like this video, comment down below. You ain't really gotta share this video, but share this video. Share it. Just share it. Hit all blue links in my description box. I love y'all so much. Have a blessed day. Have a great day. Ciao. I am so thirsty. I gotta give me something to drink.
Like my piano.
Fuck with Tatiana, she a Hatiana. Face down, you know what's up, yeah, that Buttiana. Why my girl fuck on you, hoe, eat my pussy, She looking at me, cause she want a piece of mama.